Elliott 102.5 FM. This is the Wake Up Jonesboro Morning Show. Kato Wonder is here in the studio with you. I still have Jonesboro Police Chief Rick Elliott in the studio, but I also have another guest in the studio with me. I have Lieutenant John Shipman of the Jonesboro Police Department. You probably have heard that name before. Lieutenant Shipman has been doing a lot of things in the community. You may have heard a few weeks back that he was on the Ellen DeGeneres show because he helped a young man that needed some assistance. He did a fundraiser for the young man to help him get a vehicle so he could get back and forth to class. Well, Lieutenant Shipman has started another initiative, and I'm sure all of you all have heard of it. It's called Back to Blue. It is a series of merchandise that is giving support for the police department, but they have taken it one step further. They are now using Back to Blue to help several schools and other organizations in the community. So I'm just going to let Lieutenant Shipman talk about Back to Blue, how it all got started, and how the program is helping the community. So how you doing?
I'm doing great, but first I've got to correct. I'm sorry, I'm not a lieutenant. That was a honest mistake in the paper, and I know that's where it come from. The chief's here. If he's promoted me, I didn't know it, but I'm just a corporal with the police department. But wanted to correct that real quick. I'm doing great.
Okay, so tell us how you got the idea to start Back to Blue and what Back to Blue is all about.
Well, Back to Blue is not anything that I coined. It's actually used in several different places, and it's just a slogan for back in the police department. And I was actually just sitting around one weekend, and of course everybody knows what's going on in the nation, and I know there's a lot of support for the police departments all over the place, especially here in Jonesboro. And I just kind of came up with the idea to make a T-shirt that says "Back in God We Trust." That's a big movement going on, and Back to Blue. And I just come home and put it on a T-shirt and posted it on Facebook, and it just went from there.
Yes, I was talking with Cheif off the air, and Cheif said, like at the fair, you all sold like a ton, like $10,000 worth of shirts.
We did. I took the idea to Chief Elliott, what I wanted to do, help out a couple of officers at the Jonesboro Police Department, plus also do some other things in the community. It's not going to be just limited there, but anyway, he gave me his full support. We set up out at the fair, and we didn't know what we was going to do. I knew it was pretty big on Facebook, and but once the fair, Monday night was kind of slow, but Monday nights are slow at the fair, but we still did almost $800 in sales. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night, and Friday night, we sold $1,700, $1,800 worth every night.
Well, that's very good. Now, Cheif was also telling me that now several schools and other organizations have approached you saying that they want to be a part of this. So just kind of tell all the listeners about that, because we may have some listeners who have churches and organizations that may want to get their own Back to Blue shirts with their logo on it and do a fundraiser with Back to Blue as well. So let the listeners out there know that information.
Right. Once after the rush was over, the fair and the barbecue fest, and we raised enough money to give Gary Jackson's wife Nina $2,500 and Officer Wes Baxter $2,500 for being he's entered on the job and got some things going on. There's just so many ways to spend this. I started thinking about how can we take this and make it grow throughout our community. And at a volleyball game one night, I was talking to one of the school teachers at a local school and told her my idea, and she loved it. And so I've been to 3 schools since then and got another 4th call this morning. The schools are wanting to take the shirt, put their school on it, and take it and sell it, in the proceeds do something back for their school.
So if there are any organizations that also would like to do this, give them your information so they can contact you.
Okay, I have a Facebook. It's Back to Blue. They can contact me through there, or they can contact me on my cell phone. It's 870-761-1207, and we'll get it worked out. But I noticed that we got this shirt cheap enough and good enough that we can put a price on it, still make a little bit on for our cause, but they can take it. And as long as they do something good within the community, that's all we ask. We just ask that they take the proceeds and turn around and make somebody else's life better. That's for me, that's what it's all about.
All right. Once again, give them that phone number so that if they would like to either order a shirt or if they would like to do a Back to Blue fundraiser, they can contact you.
They contact me at 870-761-1207, or they can contact me at jshipman84@gmail.com. jshipman84@gmail.com.
All right. We want to thank you, Corporal Shipman. I don't want to get the title wrong. I don't want Chief to arrest me in the studio. That wouldn't be pretty, but we're having a lot of fun up here in the studio. And we do want to thank you. Shipman is actually on patrol right now, so we're going to go ahead and let him go so he can get back on patrol. We'll be back with more of Cheif Elliott. We're going to talk about Citizens Police Academy in our next segment. You got any calls for Cheif? Phone number is 870-277-1080. Once again, that phone number is 870-277-1080. Here's Mary J. Blige. This is Kate, Elliott, on 2.5 FM.
It's 9:44. It's 70 degrees.
KLK 102.5 FM. This is the Wake Up Jonesboro Morning Show. Kato Wonder is here in the studio with you. I also have Jonesboro Police Chief Rick Elliott in the studio is with us as well. In our earlier segment, we talked about the Back to Blue initiative, and Corporal Shipman was nice enough to give me a Back to Blue shirt, so I have a picture of me with the shirt on our social media sometime later on today. Got a busy day ahead of me, but we're going to have it. And, of course, you can also contact Shipman if you would like to do a fundraiser for your organization with Back to Blue. But we're going to now talk with Cheif Elliott about the Jonesboro Citizens Police Academy, which I am a part of. And I just want to say that I've had a blast doing the academy. We're going into week 6 of the academy, and I've had lots of great experiences. What the academy is designed to do is to give citizens a look into what the Jonesboro Police Department does and some of the things that we've done. Like last week we did SWAT. We got to see some of the materials that they use. Like they have this big 75-pound suit that they put on that has all of the protection on it for when they go into a house. We talked about building clearing, and before that we talked about the K9 unit. I got to take a dog and we went looking for drugs and saw how the dog operates. And it's been a lot of fun. I definitely encourage anyone to sign up for the next Citizens Police Academy class, which will be this spring. But I'll let Cheif kind of take over and kind of give his thoughts.
Well, I'm glad you're having a good time with the program. It seems like everybody that's in the class has enjoyed it. I know the last class enjoyed it very much, to the point that they formed an alumni association so they can continue the fellowship with each other and continue the connection with the police department. So that's great to have that group of ambassadors for the police department. Hopefully your class will join in the association after the fact. And we're always want citizen ambassadors for the police department, and we appreciate what y'all are doing and your support. Program's going well, better than anticipated. The feedback has always been positive from the participants, and class members go out and talk about it around the community, and so just spreading good word and spreading the fact, what the police department's all about. And that's what we're trying to do, just better educate the public on what goes on in daily activities in the police department. So we're trying to accomplish that goal.
And that's right. And of course, each and every Friday morning on the Wake Up Jonesboro Morning Show, I give my report from the happenings of the Jonesboro Police Department Citizens Police Academy. I believe this week we are going to get a tour of the police department. I believe we're doing crime scenes.
I believe Detective Brooks is going to be talking about criminal investigation division. We touch on some crime scene stuff during that portion. So you'll see what it's like in the life of a detective this week.
Oh, that's good. We're gonna put our detective hats on. Kind of reminds me of back in the day, Sherlock Holmes. We get to play Sherlock Holmes. That was actually one of my favorite books to read. But one of the things that I do want to let all the listeners know is that no matter what you think about the police, positive or negative, and really with any career, it's a lot more that goes on behind the scenes that people realize. It's not what remember, when you see something on TV, the purpose of it is mainly for entertainment. The first goal is to entertain you, but it's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes, and we've got to see a lot of that. It's a lot of procedures that goes into place with each and everything that goes on. Things don't just happen just because. It's a method to each thing, and that's one of the things that each of the instructors show us each week, that there is a method to the things that they do. There's a protocol. There's a point A, a point B, a point C, all the way up to a point Z.
That's right. TV shows, they start and stop and make the case within an hour, and the reality is it takes hours to work a lot of crime scenes, and then you got days, weeks, and months after that to solve and clear up the case. So in some cases, it could go on for years. So the TV kind of gives you a little bit of idea, but it also gives the people the wrong notion that we can do things in 30 minutes before the first commercial break. We're supposed to have the suspect in jail, the fingerprints identified, and the DNA identified, but it just does not work out that way. So this is kind of an education process to get the academy group in there and let them know what really goes on, and hopefully we'll kind of go back and spread the word like we're doing today. Just say, hey, it's not really like that. It's more depth than that. There's more to it than that. So that's what it's all about. It's better educating the public.
All right, Chief, when is the next Citizens Police Academy class? Because I know I've had some people already ask me when can they sign up for the next one.
It has. It will be starting in January, and we've already had 15 left over from this class. They couldn't make this class. We had leftovers. So the next class potentially may fill up pretty quick. So we're looking at this has gone so well. We may try to add a third class in the spring. So trying to do a little bit of reorganization in the department and move Sergeant Brandon to a different position out of the detective division where she can concentrate on this and some other programs that we're looking at starting. So it will be pretty much a full-time position for her, and once we get this move made, then we want to look at some other things, maybe starting this third academy. Also looking at maybe starting an Explorer post for the youth.
And what would that entail?
Well, it'd be youth that are 13 to 20 years of age. It'd be under the scouting program, and they'll get a chance to kind of do like y'all are doing. Just come in and learn different things about the police department. And
So it'll be the teenage Citizens Police Academy.
more or less, yeah. And then hopefully that would maybe inspire them to, when they become of age, to become a police officer. We actually have several officers that participated in Explorer programs when they were growing up, and that's how they got interested in becoming police officers through this kind of program. So it's all about recruiting and educating, and then providing a positive role model for our youth. So again, it's a program we're looking at. It's not started yet, but it's in the works.
All right, then we're gonna go ahead and transition into October 10th. You know, that was one of the first things. The first night we had Citizens Police Academy, Chief kept hammering home after each point. October 10th. So I'm gonna let you hammer it home on the air. Go.
That's right. We are once again testing October 10th, and this is your last chance to get in on this test. You have till Friday afternoon, about 3 or 4 o'clock, to get an application in. If you're interested in becoming a member of the Jonesboro Police Department and want to protect and serve your community, we encourage you to get that application in and come on out and give it a try and see how far you can make it through the process. Hopefully we got some people in a CPA class that have signed up for the test.
My next door neighbor's one of them.
So we're excited about that. I think we already know who these people are. Got a good idea, and I think they make some great officers. So again, the academy has worked out for us. If we obtain some recruits out of it, then that's even better.
All right, Chief Elliott, we want to, as always, thank you for your time. Chief Elliott comes by the studio every first Wednesday of the month for the Wake Up Jonesboro Morning Show, and he answers questions about the police department. And of course, he's going to be in the studio for a couple more minutes, so if you want to ask him a question, give him a call at 870-277-1080. Once again, that phone number is 870-277-1080. He'll be happy to answer your questions about the Jonesboro Police Department, Citizens Police Academy, Back to Blue. Again, if your organization wants to do a Back to Blue fundraiser, he can answer your questions about that as well. We're going to go ahead and thank some of our underwriters and some of our supporters and sponsors, and we'll be back with more. The Wake Up Jonesboro Morning Show. This is Kate, Elliott, 102.5 FM.